My definition of a good black woman has been defined. Ernestine, Betty helped me define it. I think it's a black woman that is patient and that is understanding of the black man and the black man's struggles and the black man's woes and the black man's need of probably a little more intentional nurturing, not like somebody being your mama, but somebody, really loving you and loving on you. And yeah, a black woman that is really patient in that regards, and willing to pour in love to a black man and support him in all ways she can, but also standing strong enough to deal with a black man and his bullshit to be able to make sure that he's holding him accountable to, his responsibilities, his growth, and being on his A game. I think there are many black women left. I think probably majority of black women are good in nature and good in heart. I think there hasn't been any intentional grooming of and we don't see many examples, right? So like many of our women, I'm the oldest of 4. I have 2 younger sisters, and I know a bunch of women, but
sure you do.
But what I found from my experience and knowing women, I also have 2 daughters. I'm the father of 2 daughters, an 18-year-old and 9-year-old, Anna in London. So what I found though is that many black women don't have an example of what a good black woman looks like in regards to, and good in the sense of what I just said. So like there's good black women who are good to their families, good to their man, but then they let their man run over the household, or run over them, or not be responsible in the household, or etc.
You hold them accountable.
Right. Or it's a black woman who's competing with her black man, or there's role confusion with her and a black man and not letting him lead, or standing by his side or holding him down. So a lot of black women don't see those images of black men, or a lot of times black women are traumatized by the black man and who we've been as black men to our women in general as a community, where we haven't been protecting, we haven't been nurturing, we haven't been providing, we haven't been, loving our black women. So a lot of black women are scorned by just their everyday treatment of black men, whether it be in intimate relationships or just casually in the community or through media or music or film. Like the image of the black man's treatment and upliftment and adoration for the black woman, it's like, that image is not really out there like that, like us, or at a high level of us. Like it's a culture of like knowing like black men really give a crap about black women. You know what I'm saying? Black men really love black women. Black men really here to protect and provide for black women. Like we respect the women in our community. That's not out there. So a lot of black women, I believe, find it hard, which is why I have so much respect for Ernestine and how I kind of commend her on how she's still able to, before she was my queen, and I just knew her professionally and personally as a friend or somebody I was getting to know. It impressed me how much, before she was even into Jay Morrison, how much she just loved black men, period, and cared for the black man. And so I think she just set a great example how all understanding that even though black men may not be on our A game and doing our best by our women, she still says, I'm gonna love you guys, all of us as black men, unconditionally. That's what love is. Love is unconditional and it's kind. And so now, me being her man, I get that love personally up front.
You do. I think, and Jay and I talk about this all the time, and I commend him for taking the necessary steps to practice what he preaches and practice being the man that he wants to be in the shoes that he wants to fill one day. He takes very intentional steps to be that man. So to me, a definition of a good black man is a man who knows who he wants to be and takes the initiative to walk into the definition of that man, and who wants to do right, whatever your definition of right is, like to define what is right for you and really move towards that. I do think there are a lot of good black men left. I do think that as black women, it is our job to be intentional about pouring love into these men, though. I think when a black man knows how much a woman, or a black woman in general, loves him, I think that's when he can be his better self. And I think that's when he can be comfortable with being a good black man, or whatever a good black man is to him or to his woman. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good black men out there.
I want to say this. I think that excuse me.
What do you think, Ben?
I think that Speaking up for black men, in my journey as a black man in this relationship, and just how I've been growing as a man, just constantly always trying to evolve and level up. It's hard. It's really easy to be a piece of shit. It's really easy to be like your immature, your little boy self. It's not all black men or all men in general are like that, but I know there's many of us that we talk about women and treat women and view women as playthings or as entertainment, or I know, speaking for myself, like in the past. I purposely ran from relationships because I didn't want monogamy, I didn't want commitment, and I just enjoy women. So I looked at it like it was my right as a bachelor, as a man, to just enjoy women and really run from committing to and settling down and building with the woman. So I'm just saying that to encourage any and all of our men watching this, that I talked to a queen today, it's a full-time job. Like, it's a job. To be a good black man is a full-time job.
It is a full-time job, you're right, as it is a full-time job just to be in a relationship in general, whether you're the man or the woman. But I do think it takes somewhat of the load off when you have a woman behind you that supports who you are and encourages good behavior and, doesn't stress you out. A lot of men make bad decisions. A lot of men make bad decisions based off stress, whether that be stress from your partner, stress from work, stress from society. A lot of men make bad decisions based off that stress. So I think as a woman, if we are more intentional about, not adding fuel to the fire, not adding to that stress, and supporting your man and encouraging your man, I think it's,
I think
it creates healthier relationship habits.
Yes, and when you get into a relationship, I'm talking about even the point of, even as a man, as a bachelor man, or as a single man, or as a black man that can, which many do, are serial daters or just hanging out or just enjoying, to get to that phase of even like that phase of manhood, where it's like, I'm gonna even be intentional about being open to a good woman who could be supportive and be all those things. Right. Because in the past, I wasn't even open to it. It was like, you can be all the good you want to be, but like, nah, I'm straight right now. Like we got some fun, we hang out, but so I think, so I'm just saying, like, that's been like the biggest maturation point in my life, like probably in last whatever, is just chilling. You know what I mean? And I understand, like, we want to get certain things out of our system and etc. But I think even in that, we still need to respect our women and still, even if you're going to date or be a bachelor, just still, like, which was another phase of my maturity, was like, even when I was single, I still was doing my best to respect our women. You know what I mean? Even in being single and stuff like that. So even if I'm like, which is being honest is one of the biggest things. It's like not lying, not running game, not playing games. You know what I'm saying? At least being honest, and that's what all relationships based on, is honesty. Like even the tough conversations. But again, the whole point I wanted to just say was an encouragement. Like, I'm not perfect. I ain't come this way. You know what I mean? I come from broken households. I come from seeing broken households. I come from whatever. I could go all to my whole bunch of stories about the men. Like my grandfather has 13 children by 7 different women. I just grew up in an environment where, men had multiple women, or just there was no like real pride in commitment and marriage and relationship. You know what I mean? So that's how I grew up my whole entire life. There was like never really seeing no.
Your whole entire life?
All 36? Like all 36. So, all 36? Yeah. But even nevertheless, because your environment may have taught you something, it's still up to you to continue to grow and mature and try to level up and evolve as a person.
And create your own path and your own ideology,
but
your own beliefs.
But it can be done. Never go Eric Benet.
Never go Eric Benet, babe.
Never.